positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. You have now tuned in to the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Yeah, I'm glad everybody on Instagram caught it. Word up, baby. What's good, my guy? How you?
We living.
We here?
We living.
We here, man. We here.
Yes, sir.
As always, let's get right to it. Positive energy and good vibrations. From me to you. It's your boy, RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, and my guy.
Your boy, JP, the Imperfect Husband.
Listen, and this is another dope episode of the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Hope you guys had a phenomenal week. Hope you guys are doing well. We are doing well right now. This episode is going to be a little different than usual. The energy is a little different to this episode. But one thing that we're priding ourselves on is working through life. When life lives. And before we even get into anything, because we can just go off into our tangents and have this conversation to start off, but before we do anything, we must do our due diligence and talking to the Father. But before that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Come on, JP. I'm on point tonight. I'm cooking right now. And now that we got that out the way, let's talk to the Father before anything else transpires. Yes, Gracious and eternal Father, we thank you for just another week. Thank you for another day, another hour, another second. We know that life itself is the most precious thing. So right now, God, we thank you for it. We thank you because you are the giver of life. And we also understand that you are the taker whenever you are ready, God. So we understand that we have to do what we need to do on this earth while we're here. So while we're here right now, we're going to push through, God, and do the things we need to do on this platform. So we may be a blessing to someone out there, anyone out there that needs to hear a good message tonight. So right now, Father, we ask you that you be the God of gods to everyone out there that's hearing us right now. Do what you need to do for them, that they be whole, they be healed, and doing what they need to do in their life. And these things we do pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so this week we're actually in real time working on fighting through obstacles, and just to be transparent, we got word that we lost someone that was dear to the family right before the podcast started. So we as a matter of fact, I feel like I should take a second, a moment of silence for the people that that no longer here with us, man. You're a real one, G. You're a real one. So right now, my man's fighting through. We wasn't going to record the episode tonight, but my man said, "Nah, we're going to do it. So we're gonna make it happen tonight." So
Yes, we are.
Before we get into the conversation, just really quick, I think it's a very, very powerful point right now for you to tell the people how you're feeling and what it feels to push through right now, even though you physically don't want to, right? A lot of our young men in this area, in this generation that we're in now, Jose, is that they don't want to push through, right? We have a generation where, for lack of better words, they're just softer than we were.
Yeah.
So right now, in this raw moment, in this real time moment, I think it's important for you to be able to at least utter a few words to the young men about having to push through something that you do not physically want to do to get the job done, man.
Life is nothing but an obstacle. And once you start seeing a cup half empty in life, you begin to quit. Life is to be celebrated, mourned. So all I could say is when you have goals, let me start by saying that dreams without goals are nothing but dreams.
Facts. Major fact.
So when you have goals in life, you have to push through all those obstacles. And right now, our goal, our mission in life is to make sure that our imperfect family gets the message.
Facts.
So we have a higher mission that we were placed here to do.
Bro, that's some real shit, man. And I salute you, bro. You are in real time impressing me and inspiring me. To know just how I walked in here just now, like the energy I walked into is just, I thought for sure that we wasn't going to record tonight. When I saw your face and I heard the tone in your voice, I was like, nah, we're done. It wasn't even a question about recording. Like, I was more so worried about you at the moment. And as I was sitting here and I was watching you in your chair, it was almost like a switch went off in your head. I don't know what transpired in that moment. You picked your head up and was like, nah, we're recording tonight. And I know the energy that I get when I'm in a space, right, a negative space, and I know how my brain works and how I find myself and go into these dark corners. But for you to pull yourself out in real time and still be able to go forth and do this recording right now, bro, in real time, I got to tell you, yo, you are inspiring me. You are definitely impressing me. Like, I don't know the right word to use right now, other than the fact that I'm truly impressed about the fact that we're even doing this right now. Because it's not, for a fact, I know it's not easy.
We got a mission in life, bro.
Yeah.
The day that you and I spoke and you brought this out of me. Like I always wanted to do something similar. I just didn't know what was the course I needed to take. Mm-hmm. And after we had that conversation, that spark was ignited in me. Like I feel like there's a purpose.
Mm. Yeah.
And you just gotta push through, bro.
I love it.
Right now, I'm there's a lot going through my mind.
Right.
So I apologize in advance if my expressions are not as articulate as I would want them to be. Mm-hmm. But we are here to help those that need that help. And it's our mission from God to do that. So when there's something bigger than you,
yeah,
you got to fight through it.
That's a fact. So, Imperfect family, know that we love you, man. Because the truth of the matter was, I wouldn't even be sitting here to record it if I didn't know his heart about this. If I didn't understand how much he actually loves doing this, I'd have been like, nah, bro, I'll see you tomorrow. We do this another time. But I'm grateful, bro. So once again, like I said, not gonna belabor it. I'm not gonna keep hitting you over the head with it, but trust that I appreciate you, kid. It's mind blowing to me in real time for way more reasons than I could explain right now on the podcast. But definitely salute you, my brother. So what I can say about this today, right? So today marks 75 to 40, right?
Okay.
It is.
Man got 75 days to turn 40.
Yes, I did. Yes, indeed, I do. I have 75 days.
He's trying to build 7 new packs on his belly and shit.
Yo, and the crazy thing is, bro, like, I was so impressed with not just myself today, but my entire family.
Right.
I was impressed, bro. Like, so I've been putting this in the air in my family, in my household for the last 2 weeks. All right. When daddy gets down to the 75 days, we're kicking an overdrive. We're all going to start working out. We're going to get into the swing of things. It's a new lifestyle.
I'm trying to understand why 75 though.
All right. So the 75 for me is that, they say it takes 21 days to build a new habit. Mm-hmm. I think that's BS. Because you can still do something for 21 days and then not fully stick. You know what I'm saying? It don't be a part of your life. But it's hard to do something for 3 months and then not be, not become a part of your regimen and not be a part of your life. Or you create or dissipate old habits. So, and I came across this thing called 75 Hard about 2 years ago. And shout out to the dude who created it, man. I forgot his name right now at the moment, but he's a ex-Marine, I believe he was. And if you don't know what 75 Hard is, it's literally 75 days of 2 workouts. One workout could be inside, but the second workout has to be outdoors. You drink a gallon of water a day. You read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, and you take a progress picture.
A what?
Progress picture.
Progress picture.
Or
progress picture. Like, what the fuck is he saying?
Yeah, take your private picture. You know what I mean? Yeah. 75 like, hard. Fuck, hey, bro? Yo, don't start.
Bro, you said 75 hard, and then the last thing I hear is you take a private picture. I'm like, that's why I said it like 3 times. Private's picture.
Nah, fam.
And then you repeated it, and I'm like, all right, so it wasn't privates. I said, privates picture?
That's that Dominican side. The privates? What is that?
The fuck is that? This nigga just made that shit up. Oh, I said
the ninja.
This ninja just made that shit up.
Yo, so it's right now you got to take a progress picture, right? And the kicker is on this program is that you got to do that. Everything I mentioned, you got to do it for 75 days straight. You can't miss one thing. And if you miss anything, like you don't drink the water, you don't take a picture, you got to go back to day one.
Okay.
So the reason why I waited until this 75 days to my 40th birthday was because there's no room to slack. There's no room to miss a day. You dig what I'm saying? Because if I miss a day, I got to start all over and I'm not going to meet my date of my birthday. So there is no room for error. And because I was mentioning that around my house and talking to my wife, and I also found something called 75 Soft for ladies. Yeah, so ladies, there's no excuse. Come on, here you go with the face. I already know.
Let's just keep pushing.
Is it no Diddy moment?
It's close to it, bro. It was close to it.
Nah, yeah, so it's 75 Soft, and for the women,
fuck, bro.
For the women, okay, for the other people who are not doing the hard challenge, they're doing the softer challenge. You got to drink, I believe it's 3 liters of water. You have to work out once a day. There's no progress picture, and you have to read. So it's just about the same thing, just not as strenuous.
Okay.
And today, like, I got up this morning, got my first workout in, and I came home, and my daughter was like, "Daddy, don't worry, we do not work out tonight." And I was like, "Okay, it sounds good." You know what I mean? You told me that earlier in the day. Wait till you get comfortable after camp is over. You get comfortable on the couch, and you're watching your tablet. I want to see then. You snap out of it, and then sure enough, bro, I came out of the back room. I changed my clothes, and they didn't know I changed. I changed my clothes, and I'm getting my stuff ready to go outside and to do the workout. And my wife stands up like, "All right, guys, let's go." And literally, they begin to work out, and I was really, really taken back for a moment. I was like, here I am thinking that was going to be one of the hardest things to do, to get them motivated to start moving again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And literally, it was like almost as if they were waiting for me to jumpstart them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was seamless. Yeah. I didn't struggle. It wasn't like, oh my God, get up or turn the TV off. It was like, ready to go. And that reminded me too, is like, I can't have a standard for my family that I'm not setting for myself first. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I can't expect something from them that I'm not willing to do for myself.
Yeah.
And when they saw me, they was like, oh, he's doing it. Even to the food, bro. I was like, my wife, she gave me my normal breakfast this morning. I was like, yo, babe, I gotta watch the carbs this week. She's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. And literally, like, even down to the food now. So like right now I'm drinking this tea right now. I'm like waterlogged, like I'm full of liquids, but it's like I can drink this now because I had a whole gallon of water today. Actually more than that. And that's the hardest part for me, bro, honestly.
Drinking the gallon of water, yeah, I know how hard that goes.
Bro.
I know how hard that is.
The thing about the water part is if you don't get up early enough and then drink throughout the day and you try to wait till later, I learned what waterlog is. You ever heard of that?
No.
It's being drunk off water, bro. Swear. Like, you have so much water in your system that you're almost like drowning yourself. Yeah, it was bad, bro. Like, the first week I did this, like 2 years ago when I first did the challenge, bro.
Wasn't that where Bruce Lee died from? Lack of salt and too much water?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't even know how Bruce Lee died. But I'm going to keep it a stack. I could be like, yeah, that's how he died. I don't know how Bruce Lee died, bro. Like,
but we ain't got no co-host to fucking Google it for us.
Right. We got to get a stat. Who out there, yo? We need a co-host, man. We need somebody to keep us on topic, man. That's his cousin has already told us we go on our tangents and it's hard to follow in our conversation. But we need a moderator here.
Like we're just having right now.
Right in real time.
Bruce Lee conversation.
Right. Where did that even come from? It's the flow of the conversation, though, for real. But I'm right now where I am right now. I'm committed to this thing, bro. And I told myself, come hell no high water, I'm going to finish this course. Because one thing I've realized about some of my struggles in life is that I don't complete everything I start. You know what I'm saying? So
sounds familiar.
As a rite of passage for me to let go of that last bit of boyhood. You dig what I'm saying? This is me right now being committed to this program, come hell no high water. And it's gonna be tough for the next couple of weeks because I'm gonna be on flights. I'm gonna be in and out of town. So it's gonna be a commitment and make sure that I'm sticking with it, man. So I'm ready for the journey.
Yeah, I used to live like that, the whole not completing things, and it got to a point that I was like, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
You need to cut that shit out.
Yeah.
That's some little kid shit. But speaking on the workouts this Saturday that just passed, I told Junebug, hey, you need to get outside and get some leg workouts in because your vertical ain't there.
Right.
You need to work on your vertical. You got a 2-inch vertical that's not rocking. So to try and inspire him, I put on the shorts and the tank top and got out there with him.
Absolutely.
3 days later, I'm still in pain.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, bro.
Bro, I got pains in muscles that I never knew existed.
Yeah, facts. And at this age and stage of like when we sit down and don't do much and then we get out there and go move around, you start saying to yourself, what was I thinking while I was doing it?
Brother, how I got a pain in my bottom butt cheek. Like that shit don't make no sense, bro. I ain't even know I had something down there that was fucking holding something else, some sort of muscle. It just made no sense.
Yeah.
So we were doing
all kind of pains.
We were doing leg rises. So it was basically working with him to get a custom at always following the ball even at the point of rebound. Mm-hmm. Right. So it would be lifting his arms up in the air while watching the ball with a leg rise onto a box, right? Onto the Pilates box or whatever the fuck it is. It's called that shit. And doing that simultaneous legs and then placing one leg towards the back, doing lunges? Like if there was gonna like into a lunge, but hopping off of one leg, like lunge into a hop off of the ball of your feet, high rise in your arms with a medicine ball.
Yeah. Oh wow. Y'all was going hard,
bro. I tell you, I'm telling you, Sunday I wasn't able to go to church.
God had to come see you. God had to come see you, right? He had to come check on you.
I put a whole prayer while I was in bed because I could not get up Sunday.
Yo, listen.
It was tough.
And so listen, and this is what I tell everybody.
With that, what I wanted to say with that is I think I could probably start working out with you again.
Yeah, yo, you got to, bro.
Maybe.
Listen, we've been saying it how many weeks now, y'all? Y'all been keeping up. Yeah, how many weeks we've been saying this?
But if you keep making me drink sweet tea when you come, I ain't gonna be able to.
Oh, here we go. Bro. Here we go. Shout out to me making this man drink the sweet tea that introduced me to it. Shout out. Shout out. Yo, so now this is a great point I want to make up too. So, and this segue is kind of dope. I must say so myself. Yo, as a father, right, that understands moving your body now is difficult for us at age and stage. How much more do you respect LeBron? That's our age,
bro. That man different. Well, but then again, you know what, bro? He got the money to do that shit. He puts $2 million into his body. If I had that kind of money,
yo, nah, you wouldn't put $2 million in your body, bro.
Brother, listen here.
You wouldn't do it.
I want to have 6-pack.
you would go buy them.
I would have a 9-pack straight from Colombia.
I knew it. Straight from Dr. Body, right?
Straight from Colombia, boy.
Yo, listen.
A 9-pack. I have abs on my tits.
This man said he gonna have abs on his tits. He gonna have a 9-pack. Wait, yo, so check this out. The reason I said that is this, bro. So there's been a lot of criticism and a lot of, I'm gonna say, hate when it comes down to LeBron. But it's expected because he's great, right? And greatness is expected to be hated on.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I've been seeing that I don't really appreciate is the hate that his son is getting, right? Because people are saying that he's only in the NBA because his dad is who his dad is. Now, as somebody who knows what it takes to be on that hardwood floor, first of all, that boy damn sure deserves to be on that floor.
Yeah.
He is a hell of an athlete.
Yeah.
There isn't too many people that's not in the league that can even open their mouth and compete with him. When he wasn't in the league, when he was in college and junior high school, the boy he's been bad. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the problem I have is with people is that have you seen the owner, Jerry Jones, his staff? Me neither until recently. Do you know that all of his children are executives in this company? But that's not a problem though, right? Jerry Jones and every other leader has no problem.
Who's Jerry Jones?
Jerry Jones is the owner of the Cowboys.
Okay.
Any other company that brings in, right now, if you brought your son into your company, would that be a problem?
It's nobody's business.
That too. But why is it a problem that a man in position that worked his behind off to get in that position made sure his son has a way in?
You know, there's always a freaking double standard in this world, right? Like,
yeah, they kill me, bro. Those double standards kill me.
Look, I'm Team Jordan. I keep it 100. I'm Team Jordan. But the reality is, you can't cover the sun with a finger, right? As a human being, and this is talking on facts and what's on paper. As a human being, LeBron James is a way better human being than Michael Jordan is.
By far.
But we hate on LeBron James.
And yo, we have actual footage of Mike being a piece of shit
in every aspect.
Word. Like, and LeBron doesn't have not one blemish on his coat, bro. Name me one thing he's done that he's not done anything to get caught. I mean, not get caught, because that's insinuating he's trying to hide something.
And he gives back to communities.
But nobody talks about his school that he built.
No, that's exactly where I'm going. Meanwhile, Jordan did build schools, yeah. Prisons.
Word. And let me tell you something. Like, I look at LeBron differently from most average people, because LeBron and I crossed paths. And it was obviously early ages in basketball. But when I learned his story, we all knew about his mother, and we obviously knew that there was no father in the home. And me and him come from basically the same background. To know the kind of man and kind of father he is to his children.
Yes, sir. You got to respect that.
Yo, fuck basketball, bro.
You got to respect that.
I don't give a damn about nothing else.
And you know what's crazy? My brother's going to air me out because he knows I'm not a LeBron's fan. But like I said,
as a man, bro, you
can't deny giving him his stats, bro. You can't. Yeah. What he's done as a man, how he stands as a man. Bro. He stands 10 toes to the ground.
Bro.
And can't nobody take that from him.
Bro, he's been with the same woman since high school, bro. He married his high school sweetheart. You understand what I'm saying? Like the man, I'm just impressed about how his body of work, right? Like, damn the basketball accolades, because he's a freak of nature, first of all. Like,
yeah.
When I crossed paths with him in was it 02? We crossed paths 03. He wasn't 6'8", 260. He was like 6'5" and change. He was big, but he wasn't that huge.
Oh, so that's what $2 million a year does?
I don't know if
it gives you a couple extra inches.
The $1 million stretched him, I guess, kid, because I'm like, yo, he wasn't that big. How did he get so big so quick?
He is the most solid small forward in the league.
Period.
Like, this man is a train when he comes down that paint. That's a fact.
And this is why people understand the comparison of his body, like his physicality. People understand you didn't see him, you've never seen him before move that way. You've seen him before. His name was Karl Malone. Yeah, you've seen the size and mass before. You've just never seen the agility.
Yeah.
You've never seen the shot. You've never seen the things that he embodied with that size. Norris Cole was talking about the play where he threw it up and lobbed it, and LeBron dunked on Jason Terry. Now, anybody who plays on the court knows that when people are a certain size, you can almost feel them running.
Yeah.
You can almost feel the ground shaking. Norris said that he got the pass from Dwayne Wade, and all he felt was, and he heard him breathing. He just threw it up. He was like, yo, listen, that train is coming. Like, yo, he gonna go get it. And literally, like, LeBron has been doing that his whole career. And the fact that he's done that for so long, bro. And let's talk about on the court for a second, because I said, forget all the accolades on the court, but we gave him his praise for all his things he's done with his family as a man and all those things. But let's just talk about the basketball part for 1 second. The man came in the league, right? His scouting report was, he's a pass first dude. He makes the right pass, right? And they crucify him all the time when he don't take the last shots in games. If he makes the pass, they crucify him, right? But how great do you have to be of a player to not only succeed at passing the ball, but you have the most points of all time when you're a pass first dude? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that right there, to me, right there is like, listen, bro.
My whole thing with him, truthfully, I keep it 100. My whole thing with him is he cries too damn much.
Nah, you ain't lying.
You ain't lying about that.
And it's rubbing off on people.
Motherfucker, you 6'8".
Yeah.
Fucking 250 pounds solid.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me you crying that damn much? Yeah. Man the fuck up.
Yeah. Nah, I must say, I'm gonna say that part.
I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. If he ain't cry and flop as much as he does, I think I probably would have been a LeBron fan.
But now, to his credit, let me tell you what a part of that is.
Ain't no credit for that.
No.
Right.
Only because of Shaq. Only because of Shaq. Because the Shaq came into this conversation. So the thing about what Shaq was when he was in the league, he was so physically dominant, they had to referee him different, which technically is not fair. Right? Like, where Shaq would get hit by a regular person, it would be a foul. If you didn't, they didn't hear it, or it wasn't enough to impede his movement a little bit, they wouldn't call it. So that means people was hanging on Shaq. Like, Shaq used to go home at nighttime, like, beat up, because it's like, yo, they're on me.
It was a different time, though, bro. Can't nobody say that they played during that time and didn't get their ass beat. If you went to the paint during that era, bro, you had to have 2 coconuts down there to hit that paint. No. It wasn't for the weak of mind.
No.
That paint was not for the weak of mind, bro.
No. You gonna get touched. You gonna get touched up. They call it. Yeah, touched up.
Touch is an understatement.
but so the reason I said that is because LeBron realized they're gonna referee me differently if I don't show them that, yo, these are fouls. I can play through them.
Now, he's a super flopper, though, bro.
No, the super flop I'm cool with. Like, and I'm not taking that.
They had to change rules in the NBA due to his flopping.
Yeah, and also he's created bad habits with other stars, because Luka Doncic pisses me off, bro.
And our kids.
Oh my God. Oh
he started the super flop generation.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
And I've been to games with my son where I'll see a kid set a pick and fly off and then smile because they called the foul.
Yeah.
When he never got touched.
Yeah.
That's the
manipulation.
And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If your son doing that, check yourself.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
Yeah, nah. My thing is this. I'm not cool with semantics when it comes to basketball. Those theatrics, I'm not cool with. As a coach, I don't play it. You know as well, when I'm coaching, we're not doing that. Number one, what we're not doing, we're not talking to the referees. That's my job. If I even see you open your mouth.
Bench.
And you might not see the court again.
Bench.
Your job is not to talk. I'm here to defend you.
Don't talk back to the ref.
I'm going to make sure that whatever happens on that court, I'm going to be all over him. But your job is to go out there and compete.
You remember that game that you got kicked out and I had to stay?
Oh man, bro!
I wasn't even the assistant coach. I was on the bench. I was in the audience. In the crowd. Audience, he was like, "Yo, bro, take over the team because I'm about to kill this guy."
Yo, I had to get out of it. Yo, and I'm not even healed, bro. I'm not healed from that all the way, because even when you mentioned, I got a little warm. I started sweating a little bit. Yo, in instances like those, like, I don't like when the referee is just, you're blatantly taking the game from the children.
Yeah, and that happens a lot.
It's like, it
happens a lot.
Why? Like, and I can see as where you want the game to go a certain way, but these are children, right? I can see these are older kids. These are children, and you're taking it from them on blatant bad calls. And to the point of defending the children, like, you know how I am. Like, you're not gonna do my kids dirty, bro. Like, you just not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then, like, you wanna try to toss me out. It's like, oh, yeah, we can talk about this later.
Yo, and playing travel, I learned that refs hold grudges on kids.
Yeah, yes, they do. Yes,
on kids.
Yes, I know it firsthand.
I've seen refs get upset at a child 2-3 games ago, and he ends up reffing that kid again.
Get no calls.
Bro.
Nothing.
On the whole team.
Yeah.
The whole team pays because the ref is upset at whatever, or didn't like the kid, or whatever the case.
I got one better for you. You ready for this? I was in high school in an AAU team, right? And we had this referee. I call your name out. His name was Mike. I ain't gonna put his last name out there just to save him. But his name was Mike. And my godbrother, Lee, he had I think it was his aunt or somebody related to him was actually dating him. So when it got sour between him and her, we paid for it every game. So I started questioning, like, yo, Mike, to my friend, like, yo, Lee, what's going on? Why we seem like he don't like us or something? Then he put me on a game. I'm like, oh, this is what you want? You mad that your relationship is sour and now we got to pay for that? Yo, listen, it got to the point where, like, our coach went to the commissioner of the town, was like, yo, he can't referee no more of our games. We'll forfeit the game. If he has to referee our game, we'll forfeit it.
Yeah, bro.
Because it got that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, what kind of man are you, bro? Seriously, what kind of individual are you if you're holding that kind of grudge against children? You got to check yourself, bro. Like, even now as an adult now, I can't even see myself holding a grudge against a child.
That's, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, you hold an animosity to a child.
Grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Holding animosity towards a child.
That just tells you he's not a man yet.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
To the point that 3 games later, you still remember this kid's face.
He's living rent-free in your head.
Bro.
This child is living rent-free in your head, bro. That's terrible. Now you gotta mature. You gotta grow. You gotta grow from that. But that's what I did want to point about LeBron was that fact that, like, let's stop trying to tear him down and celebrate the man. A black man is doing something for his black children, bro.
And his community.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about, like, damn all the other nonsense. Let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate somebody for once for doing the right thing.
Yes.
That's all I care about. Like, damn all the nuances and all the stupid small talk. Yo, the man has done his due diligence for the people that he has created. And in our culture, that's saying a lot.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? That's commendable, bro.
Yep.
And I celebrate him because to not have a man in your life to raise you, and then you become the man you become, and then raise your children the way you do. And it's not like obviously we don't know how he is every day at home, but from what we see and what his children speak about him, listen. And yo, all of his children speak highly of him. I believe this wholeheartedly. It ain't about what you say about you. It's about what the people that are around you all the time say about you when you're not present. Because guess what? When you're there, your presence can intimidate them. Mm-hmm. Your presence can cause them to want to say things that will lead them to be smooth over with you, right? But when you're not present and they get that real truth, that's how you know how you really done.
Yep. And as much as people want to get pissed off, you're going to keep seeing a lot of Bronny. Because you know what? The kid might need to work on his offense, and it's because of the transition from college to the NBA. That's a harsh transition. But he is doing one thing that's going to ensure him to get minutes, which is defense.
Playing his ass off.
So forget about his offense because that'll come.
Mm-hmm.
But when you play the defense that kid is playing right now, that's you can't teach that, bro.
That dog, that go after it mentality.
That's that dog mentality.
Yeah. You can't. You
don't teach that.
That's bred. That's breeded.
You don't teach that.
That's within. That's something he wants.
It takes. You might not be born with it, but the day it snaps.
Oh yeah.
And it comes in.
Sure.
There's no taking it out.
No, definitely not.
He has that dog.
Yo, and I look at them as a whole, as a nucleus, as a group. I'm just grateful that there's examples. You see, I'm not saying that they're perfect because nobody's perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that, oh my God, LeBron is God himself. No, I'm not saying that.
There's only one God.
Right, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that let's celebrate an individual rather than tear him down. Mm-hmm. Right, rather than look for something that he's done wrong. Let's just celebrate the fact that, a black man has put his son in position. How many times can we say that? How many times can we say that in our culture that somebody has put their son in a position to be successful?
Yeah.
It's not normal.
And they're only saying it to him because didn't Melo's son just hit the league?
No, not yet. Not yet. He's I think he's going next year. I believe he's going in the year. And he's the truth. He's a problem.
That kid is a problem.
Yeah.
We're talking about LeBron, you know who also is a problem?
Who's that?
Bryce.
Yes. And the crazy part about it, I believe Bryce is better.
Yes, sir.
I'm not even gonna hold you.
Sir.
Well, athletically, defensively,
better than Bronny.
Bronny is defensive. He's tough.
Bronny has the structure, right? He has LeBron's body, right? So he has that structured body. Bryce, though,
He's longer.
He has all of the athleticism and everything else.
He can shoot the ball out of that ball. He can shoot better than all three of them. I mean, both Bron and Bronny. That's why I was looking at the tape of the kids, and I was watching. I'm like, ooh, he gets a little bit. His body fills out. He's going to be a problem, bro.
This draft coming up.
These young boys of all the NBA players.
Because this past draft was crap.
Yeah,
it was whack.
Yo, it
was bad.
The first round, you don't know nobody in it besides Bronny. And this is why I was trying to say. This is why I say everybody right now is all over LeBron because you don't know nobody else in the draft. Everybody else's names, if you ain't watching the college circuit, if you're not caught up on what's going on, you don't know who these boys are.
You got to be head first into social media to be able to know who anybody that got drafted this year is.
Yes.
But this draft coming up,
heavy. It's deep.
There's some heavy ass picks.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, I'm ready to bring this conversation in because we dibbled and dabbled last week.
All right.
In the last episode, but we're gonna jump into it this week because you brought it up to me, and I'm intrigued to hear.
Why you gotta signal me out, though?
Oh, listen, I'm pointing it out. I'm pointing it out because it intrigued me to know, and I've been intrigued to hear what this has come from since you told me. So he called me a few days ago. He was like, "Yo, we got a topic for conversation." I was like, "Oh, okay, what's up?" And this is unusual because I've been telling him mad long, "Yo, you got a topic? Whenever you want to talk about something, let me know." He don't never say nothing. Now out of nowhere, he called my phone like, "Yo, RJ, I got a topic." I'm like, "All right, so what's up?" He was like, "Yo, boundaries for in-laws." I was like, "Ooh."
That is crazy because. And it just so happens that today I'm going through all that. So, it's not going to be as deep as I wanted it to go. But we were having conversations at my sister-in-law's house.
Yeah.
And that topic came up.
Yeah.
So it's, there's a lot that happens amongst families that, out of respect, sometimes you keep your mouth shut. But truthfully, even as a son, right? Mm-hmm. Even as a son, if you don't set boundaries between your parents, let's start with your own parents.
Yeah.
Right?
At home.
Right? Because for you to be able to set boundaries with your in-laws, you need to set boundaries at home first.
You need to be able to. That's a fact.
Right? So if you can't cut that umbilical cord from your mama, stop taking your mama your clothes for her to wash. Stop going to your mama to get your food done.
Ouch. That hurts.
Stop going to your mama every time you have problems with your wife.
Shots fired.
Then how can you tell your in-laws to back up?
That's a very, very, very powerful question. If you can't set the boundary at home, how can you set it outside of your home? Right? And the one thing about that is that, and for me in my case, I've been blessed in this way that my mother is a hands-off mother in this way. She believes that you left the house, she's done her job. Her job is not to get in your business. If you ask her a question, she'll give you her opinion. But if you don't ask her a question, she's not giving you her opinion. That's just how she is and how she's raised us. And for that, I'm extremely grateful because I've seen the opposite. Mm-hmm. I've seen the yin to that yang, right? And I don't know if I could deal. To be honest, I don't know if I could deal. Like having your mother in your relationship, or even your father, like in your relationship, to me is just
if your father is delving in your relationship, then he still has maturing to do as
yeah, that's a fact, major fact,
because it is against the word of God for you to be out here gossiping in women's stuff.
Women's stuff. Word. Shout out. You ain't lying, because that's damn sure a women trait. Like, because we don't sit around doing it. We don't sit around like,
we're not supposed to.
What's going on in there?
Now, don't get me wrong. We got some cucks out here that do.
Oh, shit. Here we go again with this word. I hate this word.
But as men, we're not supposed to delve into gossiping. We're not.
Nah, that's a fact. We're not. And to understand, like, wholeheartedly, like, when you leave your home and you go into a relationship, there's automatically a boundary that's set. Because you're in a relationship with this person, you're not in a relationship and your family with this person. It's a relationship on its own. And for that, it's like, I'm okay with, like, not having... I've always been this way. Like, what we have between us is between us until it gets toxic.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we have a toxic situation, then yes, it's time to bring some more people involved. But if not, then no.
Yeah. Adding to that, adding to what you were saying, how can you expect after you go to your mother and you take her your laundry to do your laundry, and you ask your mother to cook for you, and you ask your mother to come to your house and clean for you, how can you expect her to respect your relationship with your wife? How can she respect your wife?
Right. How?
Because you're showing what you're telling your mother is that she ain't doing what you do for her.
Mm-hmm. And you're incapable of doing it for yourself. Mother doesn't want to feel that.
So then, just that alone will always give your mother that entitlement of barging into your relationship. Word. Because you're bringing her into your relationship.
Facts. You are literally planting her in it. I'm grateful because my side of the world, when it comes down to my mother, is like, make sure that you're doing right by your family. It's her only thing to me. Do right by your family. Be the man I raised you to be. Now, all the intertwinings, all that stuff that happens, I don't care about that part. But when it comes down to, I would say, like, the respect factor of, like, respecting my mother for who she is and all that, as a man, my wife loves the relationship I have with my mother, because obviously I respect my mother. She's my heartbeat. I take care of her. And it was one year that she realized, like, oh, he's going to make sure his mother's all right no matter what. And when she moved from New York to Georgia, she had said something, and I was like, yeah, I'll be right there. She had said something that she needed done. Like, I think, her storage unit came in, and it needed to be unpacked. And she was like, I don't know how I'm going to get it done. I was on the next flight. Well, your mom be right there. And my wife was like, yo, you made it seem as if though, like, it was something going on. I'm like, nah, my mother needed me, and I had to go do that.
Yeah.
But in that moment, too, it was a test.
Yeah. Because
it wasn't just a test for my meeting with my mother. I wanted to see how my wife would react. For me just to be able to get up and go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of energy she would have. Because I've been in other situations where that wouldn't have went well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You about to get up and leave just like that to go with your mother? So it's still
shutting off, yeah.
It's turning off?
Yeah.
Also, it's not recording. We only got audio right now.
We only got audio right now.
Got you.
So today's that day.
Yeah. Today's the day that everybody sees that this is it's not scripted.
At all.
You know what I mean? This is real time.
We are definitely not WWE.
Nah, definitely not. Shout out to the wrestlers, man. Yeah, you watched wrestling when you was a kid?
Hell yeah.
Yo, that was my shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So do you know that they're actually a podcast of the wrestlers now?
Oh yeah.
Like I listened to an episode between The Undertaker and Mankind, and they talked about that Hell in a Cell match.
Oh.
That was dope.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it over to you. It was dope, bro.
I was big on wrestling when I was a kid,
bro. And because I was on Long Island, I actually got a chance to run into Mick Foley. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, bro. And I was working in a gym at the time in Long Island.
Mr. Hardcore himself.
I tell everybody this: that man threshold for pain,
yeah, he's different.
Is unlike any others.
He is different.
So not even talking about the flying off of the cage, right? Because I got a chance to talk to him, and spend some time at the gym that day. But it wasn't even that part about his pain threshold that really impressed me. So he had a match where he got power drived onto tacks.
Yeah,
he got body slam on the tacks.
I think I remember that match.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, I had to ask him.
That was one of those hardcore matches.
Yes.
That, I asked him. They can bring in everything.
Everything. And I asked him, I said, yo, bro, when the match was over, what was the hardest part about like that? He was like literally getting some of the tacks out because they had went so deep in his back. And they had to literally get like a butter knife and go under it and flick it out.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, and you sat through that, bro? He's like, yeah. I was like, yo. You got, first of all, you got choke slam off a cage onto a table. And then, I don't want no problem with you in real life.
I still remember when Bret Hart's brother,
Owen,
when he tried to come down the rope and the rope wasn't on and he hit the buckle, snapped his neck. They turned the camera immediately. But bro, we had already seen it.
Oh, no. You're talking, no. You're getting confused a little bit. He fell from the Raptors.
Yeah, he didn't fall. He was supposed to come down on the rope.
Yeah, on that thing, the harness.
And the harness didn't have it.
And he smacked
the pole.
Word.
It was the pole.
He hit the pole? I didn't know that.
It was the pole.
Shit. Yeah, that was gruesome, bro. That was bad. Yeah. And it's crazy because they bounced back from that. You would think like a company, that might have been it. You know what I mean? Like that might have been it for them. But they actually bounced back from that.
Like I remember the shit going to
TV going blank. Commercial. Yeah.
Like it went dark and then it went to commercials. Like they shifted the camera first and then it went dark and then it went to commercials.
Bro, it was bad. You knew it was bad.
Yeah.
You knew it was bad because everybody that was involved, they was looking around. Like you could tell that this is not part of the scene. This is not part of the entertainment. One of our tangents just now about wrestling just now. That was
for real. For real. So going back to
that was definitely that wasn't on the notes.
I'm gonna add to something that I said earlier, which is cutting the umbilical cord. Like I don't want it to seem as if I'm saying that you're not supposed to be there for your mother.
Right.
That's far from what I'm saying.
Right.
Or so that it's not misinterpreted. Right? Because you need to always be there because you don't know how much longer you have with her. Right? Sadly. So you need to be there for her. Yeah. Now, my point is, if you haven't grown up already, and you have decided to create a family of your own, then it is your responsibility to take care of your clothes. Mm-hmm. It is your responsibility to take care of your food. It's not your mother's responsibility. Now, if you went to visit your mother and she had you a plate of food, amen to that.
Amen to that.
But it doesn't mean that you're going to go to your mother's house and you're going to be like, yo, ma, you need to cook for me. Yo, ma, can you do my laundry? My man, you got ball hair stuck on your underwears. What the hell you doing telling your mother to wash your underwears for you?
You got the ball hairs in your drawers? That's
fuck you doing?
Not the ball hairs in your drawers, bro. That's hilarious.
What we doing here?
Nah, but that's another thing too, like, bro, like this is why to me this whole thing about rites of passage is so important, bro. And I didn't understand that as a young man, but now as an older adult, the Bible speaks about when you was a child, you did childish things. And when you became a man, you put those childish things away. And a lot of times, if you're not blessed to have a father in your life, you might not know what those childish things are.
Yeah.
You might just go through life believing that you're a man, right? Because you know how we all picked that up at 16, start feeling ourselves, I'm a man.
You
start slapping your chest.
You got 2 hairs in your chest, 2 on your balls, and you think you're grown.
Word. And you got peach fuzz.
You look like dirt.
They tell you to wash your face.
Wash your face, boy. What you doing? The fuck is that? The fuck is that?
Yo,
fuck is that?
Yo, they used to tell me all the time. They used to tell me, oh, boy, go wash your face. That dirt on your face. You ain't grown yet. Shout out to my aunt, man. She used to kill me with that shit. Go wash your face. But yo, it's you have to be willing to separate yourself at a adult level from your parents. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's a mutual parting, right? And it should be. Now, if you're not detaching yourself, or your mom or your family is not detaching yourself in that way, it's a problem somewhere, right? Yeah. There's an issue that should be addressed, because if not, it will show up in your relationship.
Oh, definitely.
Because I've seen people, like, literally where it's like the mom is so far in the marriage, it's like you think that she's sleeping in the bed with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, we can't have dinner until we find out what mom wants to eat, and she don't even live in the house. like what? And like me, I'm a very, I would say, private person when it comes down to my relationship. When it comes down to me and my wife's innermost, right? Like as most couples are. Yeah. Like when it comes down to our inner bond, like there's no room for nobody else. It's literally a 3-way relationship. It's me, her, and God. And like I said earlier in the conversation, if it's not to a toxic level, no one should ever be intertwined into that space, right? If we're not looking for professional help to squash a matter or to get past something, there's no one that should be in that space. Yeah. Because you entered into a union with this person that you said it was going to be you and that person. You didn't say it was going to be that person and their mother and father. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we started the conversation talking about our own parents, right? Mm-hmm. But the reality, the whole point to it was to get to the point where it's understood that for you as the man to be able to have a relationship with your in-laws, it's not your responsibility as the man to create that relationship.
That's a good point, Jose. That's a really good point.
Because if your significant other, if your wife doesn't give you your place as a husband and is going to her mother talking about you, then she will never respect you as a man.
Nope. And one thing I've learned wholeheartedly is that the people that you tell anything bad about your spouse to, they're never going to let that go.
Ever.
Because they love you. They care about you. So to them, you let them in on what hurts you. So they want to make sure that you never get hurt again. So they're going to combat against that person no matter how many times you tell them, oh, well, we work things out or we smooth things over. They will now only remember the negative.
And they'll resent you for that.
Facts.
They will resent you for that.
Major
Why?
facts.
Because they'll look at it as, well, you got me involved in this by telling me what you're going through. So now I'm in between something and you two are good.
Right. Bro, and let me tell you something. It's the worst place to be in when somebody brings you into their relationship quarrel. So, for instance, and my mom, my cousin probably gonna kill me for telling this story, but whatever. I'm getting killed for worse. One day, my mother called me. I was in Queens, and at this time I'm moving and grooving in the streets. She's like, I need you to go take a ride with me, and that is unusual. My mother's like, Ma, why do you need me to take a ride with you? Where you going and what do you need me to do? Oh, your cousin just got into it with her boyfriend. I need you to come help me come get her stuff and all that. So now, pause the story. My cousin, she's older than me by I think 8 years. And she has a younger brother who's also older than me, which is my bigger brother. So while I'm in the car, my mother, I'm saying to myself, if I'm in the car to go check on her, why isn't her brother in the car? Let me talk to my cousin right quick. Let me text him and see what's going on. Yo, big bro, why am I in the car to go get your sister and you not? You know what his response was? Think about that. I'll see you later. That was his only response. Think about that. So at the age and stage I was in, I didn't understand it. So I thought to myself, he's just being a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's a jerk.
He knew what the fuck he was saying.
Right. But I didn't know yet. So here I am.
He was already in your situation.
Exactly. He already been taking that ride.
Yep.
He already taken that ride already. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, cool, let me go just handle my business what my mother told me to do. I'm going to handle this business, go do what I got to do and get her home. So long story short, we get to the house. She gets in the car. We get her stuff. He wasn't there. He pulls up later on, and we him have a few words. Nothing too crazy. It's like, yo, listen, this is my cousin. As long as you ain't putting your hands on her, I will put my hands on you. And if you think that this is only gonna be just me, you're sadly mistaken. So let's just make sure we understand that this is not what's going on. So we had that discussion, and now we leave, bring her with us. It's not even a whole day, bro.
She back.
Right back from where we picked her up from. With all the clothes that we came and picked her up with. So I said at that point, and that was the second time in my life that I was intertwined in somebody's nonsense and I realized I shouldn't have been. And that right there was a lesson for me that, when two people are in a relationship and they have something that's going on, as long as it's not toxic and violent, I'm not even getting involved with it. Go work it out between yourselves.
Figure it out.
Go work it out. I am a men's confidence coach. You know how many times I gotta specify that when they bring relationship issues? I work with men's confidence, not relationships, okay? I don't need to know what's going on in your relationship because that's not my place.
Whoever gets involved in problems between husband and wife, screwed.
And then you become the villain once they get everything situated. Because now you've drawn wedges, you've made accusations, you've asked questions.
You know how that next family gathering gonna feel? You're gonna feel uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah. You're not. As a matter of fact, you're not even gonna be invited.
There's a possibility you ain't invited.
It's a possibility
you ain't invited.
And honestly, bro, I believe that the boundaries that are set for in-laws have to be set with the couple. It can't be, just your wife setting the boundaries for your mother, right? Or vice versa. And it can't be, the boundary is set by your wife for her parents and you don't have nothing to say so in that. It has to be a mutual, listen, this is what me and you are doing. I need you to convey this message to your peoples. I'm going to do it on my end. And then when it's time for us to do the cross communication of these boundaries, I will say my piece respectfully, and I hope you do the same. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's going to come a point in time where it's going to have to be uttered from you to that in-law.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about last week. In my case, it was my son's hair. Now, everybody knows I love my mother-in-law. I'll run through a wall for her. She cut my son's hair a little too low for my liking, you know what I'm saying? And it was hair for me is a big thing. So I had to catch myself because I was highly upset. You know what I'm saying? When I saw my son's head, it was he's damn near bald. Where is his hair? I gave him to you with hair. Where is his hair? But something as minor as hair, right, was a boundary that had to be set. As comical as it may sound, but it's something that had to be said. Hey, Ma, listen, I appreciate the fact that you went ahead and took the initiative, get him a haircut and make sure he looks proper and all those things. But what I appreciate and what I desire for him and his hair is to have a dark Caesar at the lowest. You know what I'm saying? And to her credit, it wasn't, okay, no problem. Because it could have been, what?
Yeah.
Who you think you're talking to? I got my grand. I've seen that side of life too. So I'm very appreciative of the grace and space that I'm in with my mother-in-law. And this is why I say, like, for me, when I say the boundaries, it's kind of easy because of how both sides of the family are. Very easygoing, and no one is, you know what I'm saying? No one is just overly intrusive, because I've seen that too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one thing that I have to say is when it comes to what you were saying about setting those boundaries, it has to be, it's a conversation that has to be initiated by, if it's for your in-laws, by your wife. The conversation needs to be initiated by the person closest to the in-laws. Right. So if it's my parents, I need to establish that respect for my wife. Right. If it's my in-laws, my wife needs to establish that respect towards me. But where is that respect established? It's established within measuring what the conversations are that you have with your parents. If you're calling your parents, like we were just mentioning, to complain on a daily basis, it is impossible for them to respect your significant other, no matter which one of the both is doing. And not even on a daily basis. So one time that you do that is enough for them to hold that grudge, to hold that inside, to never look at your significant other in that way which you want them to be able to look at her, especially if this is the person that you're planning on spending the rest of your life with. Yeah,
because it's not a good space when your spouse and your family members are at odds. It's really a tough uphill battle when that's the case. I've seen family members, like I've heard stories where the in-laws were really, really to the point where they were like almost, I would say, demeaning, right?
Yeah,
because you know what I mean? Because financial situations or just not what they desired for their child, right? And to that is like, I understand that on two cases because now I'm a father, and I know that like nobody's gonna be good enough for my daughter. Nobody's gonna be good enough for my son. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just that's an internal thing that we have to deal with. But when that spills over to where that's in your character and it's coming out through your behavior, you have an issue. And it's messed up because the person that's doing that is hurting. It's not just hurting the person, the in-law to them. They're hurting their actual son or daughter.
Yes.
And it's crushing because think about this, the pull, right? Think about the pull. You love your mother and your family because that's all you've ever known. They got you here. They've built you to who you are. Your fabric of who you are is made by them. But then you fell in love with this person that you've given your heart and you committed your life to. See, the thing about when you with your mother and you didn't commit your life to them, that was already guaranteed.
Yeah.
When you constantly commit your life to a person, that's an adult making a conscious decision. When you committed, that's not just, it's not a default. So now you know for a fact that that's who you want to be with, and now you have a conflict between those two, the two loves of your life. Ah, man, that's one place I don't wish on nobody, bro. Because the first love of your life and the last love of your life is not in sync.
Yeah,
has to be tough, bro.
It's against the wall.
Literally, a rock in a hard place.
You're against the wall, pinched against the wall.
Yeah,
hard.
And you can't do nothing about it. Like any move you make when you're in that situation, you're gonna lose something that's vital to you, that you love dearly. Any move you make, any agreement you make, it's how sensitive that is. Like it could be that to the point where if you would agree, or even if you stay silent, I've seen men have to stay silent and still be crucified.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Because they ain't stand up.
But how do you stand up?
How do you stand up?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, you ain't have my back.
And let me tell you.
How can you please explain to me, how am I supposed to, if right now you just put me in a situation that I don't know how to get out of?
Right, because I've never been here. Like, and this is the person that gave me life, and I create life with you. Like, that's a real tough place to be in, and I feel for any man that's in that situation. And if you are listening to us and you are in that situation, man, one thing I can tell you is that I don't know what it feels like, but I can tell you, I know it doesn't feel good, and you have to find a way to be strong on both sides. Meaning, you gotta find a way to stand up with your mother, and you gotta find a way to stand up with your woman that you love.
And if you are in that situation, if you are in that situation where the person that you are with, that you have decided to spend the rest of your life with, does not have the amount of respect towards you to allow you to lead, then you need to step back and look at what's taking place. Mm-hmm. Why am I not respected? Why am I not looked at as the leader or the man of this household, to the point that my wife can say, hey, this is my husband, you need to respect him.
And I think that it's a conversation that most men don't know how to word correctly.
It's a difficult conversation.
Because if you're not careful, you can be deemed disrespectful.
Yes.
And no, we don't want that as men.
And that's not what you're looking for.
We don't want to be deemed as disrespectful, especially to our moms, right? We don't want that because that's not what we desire. And the truth is, the way you have to go about saying this is that you have to ask and remind your mother, Ma, you have to trust in what you raised. Mm-hmm. Trust the work you put in.
I remember telling my mother one time, Ma, you already did the job.
Yeah.
You already did your job.
Yeah.
Let me show you did your job.
Yeah. And that probably for her was a day for her to realize, like, oh, he's ready.
And it's the fear.
Yeah.
It's the fear of having that conversation with your mother.
Yeah. It's not an easy one.
It's not an easy conversation, but it's a needed conversation.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't get to the point of waiting till you're with somebody.
Right.
And once you feel that you are in a position of responsibility and doing your part as a man and trying to walk the path that you need to walk to be a man, mm-hmm. and you see that you are still being screamed at by your mother. Let's just put it at that.
Right. You still get spankings.
It's not going toe to toe with your mother.
No, you don't want to do that.
It's holding back, composing yourself, grabbing your ego, shoving it up your ass, and wait. Once the air calms, call your mother aside. Yo, Ma, let me talk to you real quick. The way that you spoke to me, I feel it was very disrespectful. I think I'm in a position that as I am respecting you and I love you, I think I deserve that same amount of respect.
Yeah.
And I can bet you that your mother will start looking at you in different eyes. Because once you have that grown conversation, there's something within your mother that switches.
Yeah. She knows she's not talking to her boy no more. She's talking to her man that she's raised. She's talking. I never forget the day that my mother, like, it was like, I didn't have the realization, but for her, it was like, boy, you somebody's daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
boy, you somebody's daddy.
And when she said it to me, it was like, it was almost like a realization to her. And it was like, almost like, all right, you've done what I've told you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And now
I did my part.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the one thing I can say that I'm truly grateful for. Like, my grandmother didn't get to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the one. If anybody says like, yo, what kind of regrets do you have? I have one. I didn't marry my wife and start my family early enough for her to see it. Because if anybody I wanted to see to have my two children, it would be her, because I know she would just, the love she gave me it was amazing growing up. So what she would do to them, it's probably a good thing she ain't here, as a matter of fact. She probably would have spoiled the shit out of my kids, you know, to the point where they're rotten. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful because the way I was raised gave me the leeway now and my mother understanding like, yo, I don't have to be in his life. I gave him what I needed to give him, and now he's a man. If he needs information from this point on, he asks me, I'll give it to him. And when you have that relationship with your parent, it's easy to set the boundary. Because now that I think about it, I've never even had to tell my mother about respecting my wife. You know what I'm saying? My mother has been telling me to want to respect my wife more than anything else.
Yeah, like
now that I think about it.
You're right. I've never had to have that conversation.
Shout out to our moms, man.
But I know some people that need to have that conversation.
Yeah. And let me tell you, if they want to go to the next level of their life, they'll have it.
They need to.
If they want to go to the next level,
they need to have that conversation if they want to be able to get to that next step in life.
Because, like I said, I always talk about my encounter with Tony Robbins, man. Like, the dude is just different. And like I asked him that day when I was doing security detail for him, I said, yo, bro, what makes you different? And I don't want the jargon. I don't want the TV answer. I don't want the YouTube answer or stage answer. I want you to tell me, why does your energy feel different than mine? And he says, because I do the hard things every day. And when he said that, I was like, yo, I work out. I mean, do hard stuff. What is this guy trying to say right now? Call me soft? Like what? In my mind, I'm having all these, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to understand what he's saying. And I have all these equations going on in my head. And he simply says, I have the hard conversations with the people I love the most all the time. And when he says hard conversations, it began to register into me in my head. It's like, I avoided so many. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it's time to have those conversations, we tend to not want to because we don't want to ruffle feathers. Yeah. We're scared of what the outcome may be. If we might taint a relationship or we might cause some kind of friction in a relationship, we tend to like shy away from it or even avoid it. And I realized before that time, I was like, yo, I'm not as tough as I think I am. Because of that, because he has hard conversations, he has phenomenal relationships with the people he loves the most. And he knows like there's nothing that can separate their love because he's had those hard conversations. And those conversations build integrity. They build emotional intelligence. Because think about it, when you're having a hard conversation with somebody that you love and you like your mom, a lot of emotions are transpiring and happen inside. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are happening. And
you're going to cry. You're going to cry together.
You're going to cry.
You're going to cry together.
That's a fact. Yep. And I what I've learned from my life is that when you have those hard conversations and you cry, it builds equity in your bond. Yeah. It makes the relationship that you have with that person just that much stronger. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And with that being said, I think we need to cut it because this camera is not cooperating today.
We having one of those weeks, man. So
the AC was acting up and the camera got hot and everything went wrong. Whoever's on live was able to see it today. The audio kept recording, but the camera was shutting off. But
hey, and one thing we proved before the episode and even throughout it, we're gonna push through.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to push through no matter what it is. Technical difficulties, life-in situations, family, business, whatever it is, we're committed to this process. So with that being said, and before this camera decided it wants to cut off again and get hot on us, we're going to get up out of here. What you got for the people, man?
Fellas, if you're finding yourself in a situation with your in-laws, have that conversation with your wife. You need to be on the same page as a united front, because if there's any sort of divide in between you two, that'll be the beginning of the crumble of your relationship. Because you don't want your parents involved in your relationship day in, day out.
Listen, he said it best. Set the boundaries, first of all, with yourself, right? Learn to respect yourself enough to set the boundaries for the people you love, not out of fear, not out of hate, but for respect for yourself and what you have going on for your tomorrow. Your in-laws, they can only be what you and your spouse allow them to be in your relationship. Make sure that you have that conversation with your spouse, set those boundaries, and then when you set them, stand on business with them. Don't waver. Because the moment you begin to waver on your boundaries, someone can easily look at it as, oh, it's passable. Oh, that doesn't really matter that much. If it doesn't matter that much to you, it can't matter that much to anyone else. So whatever that boundary is, set it and stand on business with it, respectfully and with love.
Yep.
So with that being said, as always, thank you guys for watching. You could have been anywhere else for the last hour and a half or whatever the time may be, but you decided to rock with us, and for that, we're grateful. As always, do us a favor, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. We gratefully appreciate your digital currency, and it helps us with the algorithm tremendously. And until the next time we see you, remember, dads, to the world, you're just a dad. But to your family, you are their world. Don't forget that. And until we see you in these podcast streets again, be good to yourself and the ones around you. And if you can't be good to those people around you, that's okay. Don't trip. Just get those people from around you. Yo, this is your boy RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, and
your boy JP, the Imperfect Husband.
And this has been another dope episode of the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Y'all be blessed, because we will. Peace.
Another one.
Another one.